Hi, everyone. Welcome to our second Fan Friday for Clara Bellino. We have a very special guest today. Her name is Bree Noble. Thank you for being here, Bree.
You're welcome.
Now, as we begin this thing, we always like to get a little bit about you and who you are. So tell us a little bit about yourself. That could be what you do for a living, a fun fact, or anything else you'd like to highlight.
Sure. So I'm a musician. I've been a musician a long time, and I've had some really fun things that I've been able to do along the way, like working for an opera company. I wasn't a singer there. I was actually a director of finance. I was a touring musician, and now I work with other musicians to help them build their career. So I kind of combine the business and the music all in one package.
That's awesome. So I guess that leads me into my next thing is just how did you and Clara meet? Was this through the business, through mutual friends, or something else?
I think we're both really big proponents for women in the music industry, and we just kind of came together online. Not sure which one of us reached out to the other first, but I've definitely been aware of her for a while, and the great things that she does for artists in the industry. And she kind of I got on her radar with the things that I do with my Women of Substance platform. And so I can't even think of exactly when it was, but we've definitely been in contact for a while.
I mean, honestly, that I think that's important, and it's okay that the lines kind of blur with that because you guys support each other, and it's about the community. So it's kind of interesting that there's not like a pinpointed event, but that's totally fine. And if you could ask Clara one question, or someone like Clara, a female independent artist who's doing their thing, making a career of this, what would that be?
I think it would be like, what one or two things do you feel are the most difficult as a female artist? I get this question all the time, actually, and it's a little uncomfortable because you don't want to like put people in boxes, but yet I've heard so many stories from other female artists of frustrations in the industry. So I would probably love to know, what she's experienced, if there's anything any advice that she would give other female artists to help them.
Hmm. So I'm unmuting myself and I'm going to answer the question to the best of my ability. I think I tend to think of myself as a creator who encounters obstacles, whether I'm a woman or anything else. And so I really, in a sense, try to bypass that. It's not that I haven't encountered obstacles as a female artist. I have had producers pretend to be interested in working with me because they were interested in me, and I really have stuck to, no, this is what I want to do, and unless you really get it, then I'm not working with you. That is such a great question, Bree. I don't like to, ideally, to create a special segment for me as a woman artist, and I know that we still do have to deal with that. And so I guess my best answer is be true to yourself. Know what you want, know what you're good at, remind yourself what you have to offer, and when somebody comes at you, trust your instinct that if they're coming at you or if they're not coming at you, then, move on until you find the people who will honor you as a human, creative person. In such, I have worked on my last album with lovely producer Lenise Bent, who I met at some conference. And just go with the people that you connect with, men or women, because they're always going to be those those limited thinkers. Okay, I'm done.
That's really good. I love that, because the reason I ask that is because I get that question all the time, because I focus on women, and in some ways it makes me really uncomfortable to answer that, because I don't want to like say women are this way and men are this way, So I love your answer of just find the people that really get what you're doing and really check their motives.
Yeah, and I also sympathize with the fact that you get that question a lot because you are such an avid, and thank you, supporter of women artists. Um, and we need to connect with the people who don't make that a difference in terms of the creativity. So I think when people ask you that, it's like, do you like what I do or not? Do you want to be part of this or not? I'm a woman, you're a man, who cares, right? But anyway, that's my 2 cents. And I could go on about this, as you can tell, for a minute. I'm going to get myself out of the picture. Thanks for asking the question, Alec.
No, thank you to Bree for that one. I think, thought-provoking conversations like that are really big to have. And it's great that we can have one right here with two people that are really involved in this. And now as we start to pivot this and focus more on some of the things that you're currently working on, Bree, or have worked on in the past, you're huge in the realm of female empowerment in general and in the music industry. So what advice would you have for any female independent musicians like Clara who are looking to make music their career?
One big thing I would say is, you can learn by watching other artists, which is really, really helpful, but also be sure that what you're learning from them is something that you can do at the level you're at. And what I mean is that you may be looking at artists that have been working on this for like 5 years, and you're watching what they're doing. You're like, oh, I should do that, and I should do that in my career. But yet you don't have any of your foundation built. You have no website, and you have no email list, and you have no social media. Like you're just starting out. So it's great to get inspiration from other artists, but be careful how you adapt that to what you're doing. Make sure that you've kind of put all the pieces into place that they have, because otherwise what they're doing won't really work for you yet.
I love that. And I think you made an important distinction with that word "yet," right? Like, you're not saying don't chase your dreams. It's not, you can chase your dreams, but it's a long game. And I think that coming from somebody like you, that's really important to hear, that you can get there, but you have to get there, so I think that's huge. And to kind of turn from that, I know you're heavily involved in the increasingly popular podcast world. So would you like to give our viewers some more info about the podcasts that you run, everything that you're doing in that space?
Absolutely. I'm a huge podcast fan myself, a big podcast listener. I have my Women of Substance platform, which is a music podcast where you can listen to 10 amazing songs each day, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on our show, all by independent female artists. And that actually started as an online radio station. And in 2014, we moved it into podcasting because I felt like that was the area of growth. So that's the Women of Substance podcast. You can find that on, Apple, Stitcher, all the places you listen to podcasts. And then I also have a podcast that's specifically for musicians to help them in the business realm, learning how to market themselves, connect with their audience, and grow their business. And that is the Female Entrepreneur Musician, which basically helps teach musicians how to become entrepreneurs. So that's Female Entrepreneur Musician, and you can find that at F as in female, E as in entrepreneur, musician.com, or of course on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, and Spotify.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, you nailed it. Podcasts are getting increasingly huge, and I think it's important that you're creating a sphere in there that's very easily accessible content, because a lot of people learn from that very heavily. And though you may be a prolific podcaster right now, you have also been successfully involved in the corporate side of the music scene, as well as performance itself. So through all of these experiences, what's the single biggest lesson? I know it's a loaded question, but what's the biggest you've learned regarding helping other women rise to the top in the music industry?
Have a mentor, I would say. I really think, I wouldn't survive without a mentor. I have a different mentor all the time, and I'm switch who my mentors are depending on what my goals are right now. But having someone that's a few steps ahead of you that has been successful, and then also a community around that to get that support that you need to keep going. I think as indie artists, we can be I feel so isolated. And so just having that support system, I think, is really like 90 to 95% of the battle, is just getting that support and accountability to keep going, because this is not an easy gig. And, we can be passionate. I mean, I know for me, when I first started, like, it's in my bones to do music. I can't imagine doing anything else, but, weekly feeling discouraged and, questioning myself. But when I had a group of people that were doing the same thing I did, that stopped that questioning. It made me feel like I could actually keep going. And that's what you need to be able to succeed, because it is, like you said, a long game.
That's really powerful. I think that's well put as well, because a lot of artists will chase the applause in the masses, but sometimes the thing that matters most is your inner circle. And it's kind of cool to hear that from somebody who, is going through that and has gone through that and has, risen above that. So that's really, really cool. And as the last question here, we always like to keep it positive. A lot of Clara's music is very positive. So we want to end on a good note in light of everything that's happening today. So what is the thing you're looking most forward to in this post-COVID quarantine era coming up for you?
I am so looking forward to getting out to some shows. I cannot wait until shows are back. I mean, I love the fact that we can do stuff online and it doesn't stop us. And I was saying the other day on a podcast with someone else, like, imagine if this had happened in 1985, we wouldn't have all these outlets. We wouldn't have streaming so people could still listen to music when they couldn't go to the record store to buy it. We couldn't buy things online, all of that. We couldn't watch our favorite artists, but there's nothing can replace the physical experience that you have going to a concert. And I can't wait to get back to doing that. And I feel like I've been putting off going to as many concerts as I wanted to. And now I feel like that's just going to loosen those chains and I'm going to want to go to one like every week.
That's totally fair. And I hope that, safely the music industry, the live music industry kind of explodes. I think a lot of people are sitting on a lot of art that they're really excited to share. And a lot of people are like, please, I need new content and I need, experiences. So hopefully, this becomes a really good thing for everyone in the industry. But that's the end of our formal questioning. So I kind of want to give you the opportunity now just to plug anything you'd like to plug. And, you've talked about your podcast, but just some URLs, any specific places you'd like them to look. Go ahead and share those things.
Oh man, wow, carte blanche. That's awesome. Thank you. Well, I've got a couple of free classes that I would love to recommend to anyone that's watching this. I know that these are things, if you're watching this, you're interested in the music industry and you're maybe an artist that wants to further your craft and your career. So I've got one called How to Attract Your 1,000 True Fans Without Wasting Valuable Time and Money on the Wrong Marketing Tactics. So that one you can find at musiciansprofitpath.com. That goes over my framework, a 5-part framework of the musician's profit path of how you go from basically having no fans all the way up to being a professional musician. So that's definitely one I'd recommend. And then I have another free class called all about planning and executing your next release, either an EP or an album, and doing that without overwhelm or without regretting missed opportunities along the way, because it can be such a complicated process if you're releasing any music. So you can go check that out at rockyournextrelease.com.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Bree, for joining us and speaking with us today. It's been awesome.
I want to jump in very quickly here. I just want to say, Bree, thank you so much as well. Like Alec was saying, it was really moving for me to hear your experience of being a woman in the business. And I really want to thank you for your time. And that's it. I just wanted to say, yay. Thanks for being here and doing what you do. And thank you, Alec. And wow.
You're welcome. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah.
Keep on going. Let's all keep on going. We all have something to offer, and let's keep doing it. Thank you.
So if you guys liked this is the second Fan Friday interview that we've done. Go ahead and check out Clara's mailing list. Check out all the amazing things Bree is doing. And you guys take care. Thank you, guys.
Bye.
You